You know, we are no doubt living in very interesting times. The issue of abortion, for one, has split society along religious and cultural lines for as long as the subject has persisted. Whereas there's no law legalizing abortion in our country, therapeutic abortion is permissible. What's therapeutic abortion? That is when the life of the mental state of the expectant mother is threatened by the presidency, a doctor will prescribe an abortion. Now, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has ordered the suspension of the state guidelines on safe termination of pregnancy for legal indications. The suspension is aimed at enhancing public sensitization and stakeholders' engagement so as to reach a consensus. My problem here is abortion means that somebody who should have been born is gone. Inca told the women, the decision should be anchored on before the act, not during or after.
Well, the issue of abortion is a very, very strong thing that can divide
or unite.
Even in the United States of America, you remember, I think this same week, or was it last week?
Yeah,
they upturned
Roe versus Wade.
Exactly. So that thing is still going on, where it has been in existence for long, that you can do it. In our own country, it goes on, but under the table.
Inca, as we did here, somebody don't get abortion.
Of course, it is happening. However, I think what the Lagos State government wanted to do was to make it a situation that will bring it to the fore. It's just like going to the hospital, you have malaria, and you are treated openly. But because we are in a society where people wear their religion as slaves, there will be counter arguments. I know in the Catholic fold, it is a no-go area.
A no-no, yeah.
Even in other Christian denominations, it's not as if it is a no-go area also. But the issue is, when should abortion be allowed? What level of problem should arise to save the life of the woman and not allow the woman to die and the baby also to die?
Yeah.
I mean, so it is going to be a very, very serious debate, and it's good that it's happening in a place like Lagos.
Yeah, but I'm particularly enthralled by the intervention of the governor. Let's go to town. Break it down.
Exactly. Let people debate. Let people talk about it. Let people tell us what they think. In all honesty, that is exactly what should be done. Because when people have their say and everybody comes out to say, no, we want it, we don't want it, everybody lay on the table.
Can you see one of the placards?
Yeah.
No to sex education.
That is the problem. Abortion is not sex education.
They're two different things.
They are two different things. So
but
we begin to confuse.
Connected.
Is connected, but in this case, is connected, but they are not the same thing.
I agree. They are not interchangeable. They are not interchangeable.
They are not. Because when you talk of abortion, is either now what do you say if a legally married woman is pregnant, and after observing all the technical, medical, and whatever, the doctor advised that, sir or ma, is either we take this thing away or we lose you and lose the baby.
Yeah.
Which one do you take? So you now say that because there is a law against abortion, you won't go ahead? No. So there must be a way to address this issue and also take it away from those who do it under the table. Because a lot of it goes on under the table.
Yeah.
either in quack hospital or chemist, they mix all
I
those
say,
things.
Yinka, even as we they talk now,
Someone is watching us and doing it.
Emeka, so going to town is good. More like saying, look, let's demystify this thing. Come, talk, and I think it's a good intervention, if you ask me.
It's good. I mean, because I think the Lagos State government is also trying to avoid getting entangled in different suits arising from issues of privacy and women's rights to decide things about their bodies, which is mainly what is propelling this debate.
Are you saying
globally.
the human rightists would root for an abortion law to be in place?
Of course, no, there are groups that will root for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
While religious groups will also justifiably kick against it. Every side will have its own reasons and be able to present very strong arguments in favor of where they stand. But the point is that what serves the society in the long run is what matters.
Yeah.
Because the issue of abortion is not just about going to take away a child. There are deeper issues than that, because you're talking about a human life. So, I mean, why would you just take a decision on whether a child should be born or not? So these things must be clearly specified. Those who are kicking against it from religious grounds, they are justified because they look at it that this thing is against their religious codes and should not be allowed. While those who are calling for it are saying that women should have a right to privacy, they should have a right to decide what to do with their bodies. Yes.
Yeah.
But there must be that decision on what serves society best. There are different cases whereby such could arise. You know, certain cases could arise where people could think, okay, a lot of people have put up the issue of rape, for instance.
Yeah, but it provokes the question of, is there any such thing? You know, before we came on, we broached it. Is there any such thing as an unwanted pregnancy?
Yes, there could be an unwanted pregnancy. Yes, I mean, there could be an unwanted pregnancy. I mean, when irresponsible people get minors. Of course, the law says that a minor cannot give consent. But you have a lot of people who get into, there are a lot of people who get into these liaisons with minors.
Yeah.
So that is not about, I mean, what does a minor know about getting pregnant and all of that? That is one
a safe period
case.
and all that.
You even have cases of irresponsible parents who violate their children, who violate children left in their care, minors left in their care. You have cases of people who are mentally challenged, violated by criminals.
So-called mentally stable people.
Well,
Exactly.
there are cases like that out there, you know, because I know there have been, you know, there have been instances where there was outcry that, oh, such and such a lady somewhere, you know, I know there was one around Sabo or so, where a lady or so raised the alarm that this lady was being violated and that government should make efforts, you know, public-spirited individuals should make efforts to get this lady into safe custody because her life was in danger. And then you find out, again, there are different kinds of challenges in our society today. So how do you now protect women? How do you protect women in cases where they decide that
all right,
a pregnancy should not stay?
There's a time
So
constraint.
that is, well, we leave it to when the debate, the public hearing.
But Yinka, please, quickly, let's look at the safe period, safe sex, and all that. That's a gospel you can take further afield.
Oh, no, that is where the problem lies. Because the holy books either Quran or Bible says that there should be no sex outside marriage.
Marriage, okay.
So, and that is where the religious people base their argument. That when you tell people or tell teenagers about safe period and all that, you begin to tell them that, look, there are periods where you can do this and then you will be safe. And then, if peradventure he or she miscalculates and it happens, will you call that unwanted pregnancy? So, is a double-edged sword.
Emeka, he has just told me about what the Bible says. No sex outside marriage.
Yes, of course.
It's
explicitly
we
stated,
should
yes.
remind him that King Solomon had.
But that didn't justify it.
Okay,
Amen.
no,
And that's King Solomon.
Even
Okay.
today.
So.